Good morning, everyone. It is so good for you to join me again today. It is Monday, February 10th, the 10th day of 4:44 a.m.s with Michelle. I'm excited to have you guys here today. We are going to continue on part 3 of nutrition. We've talked about our God time. We've talked about sleep. We've talked about water, and continuing on nutrition again today. Hopefully what you have learned so far has been helpful. If it has, let me know. You can drop it in the comment or reach out to me via email, and I can't wait to hear what you guys are thinking. If you have any questions, please drop those to me. I'll try and answer them for you over the next couple days. And I'm excited to get in today. So this morning, we are going to talk about the dictionary definition of nutrition. So I'm going to read that really quick, which is, it's the act or process of nourishing or being nourished. In the dictionary, it specifically talks about the sum of the processes by which an animal or plant takes in and utilizes food substances. So the fun part of that is it says the sum of the processes. So this morning at 4:44, we are going to be doing math, but not crazy formula math, very simple math. So let's talk about what nutrition means to the body, what the human process of the nutrition is. So the human process really is what your body takes in food and drink is what fuels your body and what you do throughout the day. So if you think about it, your body breaks down or metabolizes the food that you give it or the energy that you give it. So every food and drink has a different chemical component to break down. Some are harder than others, some are easier than others. And it matters what that looks like when you break down your food. So your body needs this to survive. And so it has to have nutrients in order to survive. A lot of people don't know, but even in a coma, if you were doing absolutely nothing and laying in a hospital bed, your body would still need food to survive, in terms of just running it. So if you think about the process of your heart beating, the way that water flows through your body, the blood moving around your body, all of that would still require energy. So when we think about that, the way that is tracked is called a kilocalorie or 1,000-gram calories, which is what we look at when we look at labels. And that's the amount of energy needed in order to heat up 1 gram. So if you think of like a pot boiling on a stove, if you put 1 gram of water, then you get that. Good morning, Katie. You get that energy burn. So that's what 1 gram would do. So when we think about that, all of our food and water has calories. And so what we're taking in matters. So here's that math we're talking about. Not crazy formulas, but super simple math. The amount of energy that you take in food and water, if it is more than the energy that you are putting out in exercise and movement and different things, then you'll lose weight. If you have energy coming in is less than your energy going out, you're going to gain weight. So let me say that one more time. If you are taking in less energy than you are putting out, you have a weight loss, you lose weight. If you have energy in is more than your energy out, that's when you're going to gain weight. If those two are equal, your weight will be maintained. Now, that is not the only factor that is going to talk about how you gain or lose weight. Calories are just a calorie deficiency in order to lose weight is just one. The other ones are our 7 self-care components. So your God time, your sleep, rest and recovery is important. The water, flushing out your system, drinking that half of your body weight in ounces. Exercise, which is movement with a purpose. And then the 3 bonus ones we've talked about, which is practicing gratitude, focusing on positivity, and staying connected to other people. So with that super simple math and the other factors, you can be much more in control of whether you're trying to lose weight, gain weight, or just stay and maintain where you're at. So I want to think about this in a kind of a real life situation. So if you think of a average 20-year-old male who's about 5'9", weighs 197 pounds, that person with just a little bit of activity during the day, he would need about 2,294 calories to survive. So that's the amount of food that he is taking in, food and drink. The average female at 50 years old, 5'4" in height and 150 pounds, only needs 1,485 calories to survive. So if you put those two together and you think if they swapped and he was only eating 1,400 and she was eating 2,200, because of how much she is taking in based off of what her body needs, she would end up gaining weight very quickly because she's eating almost 1,000 more calories than her body truly needs. Him, on the other hand, if he was to only eat 1,400 calories, he would end up losing weight very quickly. And in all honesty, he really wouldn't function well during the day because his body wouldn't have enough to fuel. So it would start storing the food that he brought in differently. His metabolism would slow down, and it'd be much, much harder for him to continue to do the things that he would need to do during the day. I love the story of Michael Phelps. When he was training for the Olympics, they put out articles about how much food he was consuming during the day. And you have to think, if you're training that much and that hard, the amount of food that you would have to eat, just from that simple math we talked about, he would have to be bringing in a whole lot of energy because he is expending so much energy. So that is the amount of food that he took in was just crazy. So the other thing is, as you think about the jobs and the things that we do, they all have a good and a bad part to them. So if you think of like a 6'9" basketball player, they're much more prone to energy because of what they're doing. So they have to eat specific foods to help strengthen their muscles and their bones and their tendons in order to do what they were created to do. You've got nurses that end up working really long hours. It's harder for them to eat consistently and exercise. They never know exactly when they're going to get done depending on what their job is. And so if you think of just an everyday, you've got to be able to plan for that. So the thing I want to leave you with today is that, going back to the fact that we're all unique, I want to read Psalms 139, 13 through 60. And this really talks about why we are all different and unique and why we need to take in different calories and different things because we all have different purposes and jobs. So Psalms 139, 13 through 16. It says, "For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body, and all the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." If we think about that is not a surprise to God. What we do, what we're here for, what our body structure is, what we look like, it really makes a difference in how we live our life. And if we can align in that and really get on board with the fact that God created us for a purpose, with a purpose, then it makes it much easier to accept that I'm not going to look exactly like somebody else. I'm not going to have the skills that somebody else has. And being accepting of that is a huge bonus and a necessity for understanding your nutrition and what you want to do with it. So that is what I will leave you with today. Thank you all so much for joining me. Remember to hit subscribe so you see next time I go live, which will be 4:44 tomorrow. And also let me know what you guys are thinking. It's great to see all of you, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.